a debut, and what an opportunity for Leicester's Joe O'Connor. And now to a player who for more than 2 decades has drawn inspiration from his late father's advice about never giving up. If there is anyone who can turn around this deficit, it's the 4-time champion of the world. So come on, Sheffield, raise the roof for the jester from Leicester, Mark Selby.
Mark Selby took it.
Well, Mark Selby won a sort of classic Selby frame there, didn't he? And here he is, breaking off 9-6 down.
That's a good break-off shot anyway. It's immediately continued the pressure on this man. You know, he needs a good chance, and I suspect if 4 frames would have more to be played, you know, something would come his way, but, you know, Selby will not be giving him anything. I think he hit both reds there. I think he hit the other red, the one that he was hoping to just go past. Good shot. They've got a little nudge on the other red, which certainly stopped the cue ball from being tight on the side cushion. Just his little flick helped. He deserved it, though. Otherwise, I think it would have gone straight onto the cushion rail. You wouldn't expect anything else, though, would you, from Mark Selby to battle hard? And, you know, if he was to lose and shake hands, basically that's the point when he stops trying to win the match. He's been miles better today. He's played it a lot better. Yesterday was pretty rare, but very bleak session of snooker for him.
Yeah, he didn't look good, did he, when he walked out, even sort of red-eyed and just not in a good place to play his best as he goes into the reds here.
Again, that second little flick on the reds helped him. He's pushed the cue ball up a bit further. You might just see that didn't quite get it on the replay, but the red just pushed the cue ball into a slightly more favourable position for this next shot.
Well, it's now best part of half an hour since Joe Connor potted a ball. So he needs to win one more frame, yeah, but he needs to see a pot first. Crowd here wondering, is the full-scale recovery on? Many of them will have seen this man in action before at the Crucible, and they know that if you wrote out a list of players in the game who could do it, he'd be very near the top of it, if not at the top.
Top. 16. $22. $23.
No, that wasn't such a good shot this time. He might have to play this blue up into the yellow pocket. Yeah. Seems the obvious shot really, but I suppose if he doesn't like that shot on the blue, he wouldn't play it, but it could take him down onto the red, down the table. Playing the yellow instead is this looks a bit of a struggle, doesn't it? Just about reaches this with the extension on his cue. Didn't look a very nice shot. Easy, isn't it?
Selby.
Sometimes, but you know, I think he would have potted that blue and come down for the red, but I don't think he wanted to take it for reasons unknown. Instead, all that stuff on the cue to get the reach. It can't be an easy shot.
So it's been 32 minutes, nearly 33 actually, since O'Connor potted one, and he's not really seen much in that time.
One.
Well, it's kind of, in a way, an attacking shot that he's played there, because playing on the black, then the red below it, you know, if you could make something of this, the next 2 or 3 shots would be crucial. Because it was never going to be easy to do so. That was the problem, playing on the black. I understand. I think the intent was good. It's just a difficult shot that he missed.
1.
Very good shot. I mean, there was no great risk attached. The whole bunch of reds would have been covering the red at the other end of the table anyway. Still a good shot, though. That's unfortunate. He tried to be positive there. He's forcing himself to play positive shots, and this time he just didn't get the rewards.
8. It is touching ball.
Just feels though at the moment Selby is certainly on
Mark
top.
Selby, 8.
So another little standoff.
It's a go.
One thing I will say is I hope they get to finish the match in this session. They've still got about an hour to do that, but if you get a couple of long frames, the sort of dread prospect of coming back several hours from now to play maybe one frame is there in the background. Yes, if they had to come back, it would be after the first available, it'd be on the first available table tonight. But of course, it could be a lot of snooker. There's 9 frames in one of them, Milkins Pang, and who knows how many in the Bingham Wilson match. Could be all 10.
Touching ball.
The red near the middle, just complicating things a little.
Thank you, Phoebe.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really a lot of options here. You can't really drop the cue ball back into the bunch. I mean, he's 30 in front. So he doesn't know quite how to go about this. He realises one mistake could be his last shot, although where the ball's are, it doesn't really seem like that's about to happen. Coming up 2 minutes. It's a good while that to be looking at one shot. Played it well though. he can get through to the red that's still moving, basically, but now it's just stopped.
Yeah, I think in general, when it comes to length of shots, the referee would consider, obviously, the position in the match. If this is frame 1, then it is on the slow side, but obviously the stakes couldn't really be higher for these two.
Well, it was another plant at first. I wasn't entirely sure. But as I said earlier, if Selby takes a plant on, he's going to get it because he's very clever, very knowledgeable. Brilliant. This has got to go in, mind. This has got to go in. The frame has been opened up now. Yeah, and that's the thing. It has gone in, but he knew that the frame's opened up and that could have been it. And he twitched a bit.
8.
Just found a way in through the side door. Wasn't very well played, obviously. Ill-directed, so the cue ball went off at the wrong angle.
Mark Selby, 8.
He's very interested in these two reds. I don't know if he thinks there's a plant. I think also hard to push one of them over the pocket and be snookered on the other one. Wow, that's really unlucky, isn't it? How close was that?
Well, I think if you'd have frozen the picture as the red was on its way, you would say this is in.
Yeah, I mean, where are all these people that are saying these are big pockets? Where are they now?
Well, quiet, I think.
I mean, that looked in, didn't it? How much closer can you get?
Yeah, and that could have been in the match on another day. It was on the black. Wow, and there's a red onto middle. There's a red onto left middle, so this is Joe O'Connor's chance. That in-off could potentially be Mark Selby's last shot in this year's World Championship. And he's made all the running, hasn't he, the last half an hour or so in this match.
Just that horrible feeling, isn't there, that not much he can do now. I mean, it would be with a 34-point deficit, it would be some call to say that Selby has played his last shot, but of course he might be thinking it is conceivable. First objective, to get back into the frame, take reds and high value colours and then see where it leads.
Well, this is what Joe O'Connor's dreamt about. Chances like this. I'll give you a list of players here, all world champions. Steve Davis, Stephen Hendry, RonnieO'Sullivan, John Higgins, Sean Murphy, Neil Robertson, Judd Trump, Mark Selby himself. They all lost on their Crucible debut. Can Joe O'Connor get across the line here against one of the all-time greats?
7.
It would be a remarkable debut appearance at this great event, and then who knows how far he could go.
Thirteen.
He's done well there because he was ever so close to the blue with that cue and rest.
14.
But of course, things get more awkward now. He's probably got to play on the red below the black in a way, hasn't he? Because at some point he's going to have to pot it down there. And this is as good a chance as he's ever going to get. Yes, he's got that red on the right, but the clearance involves that red below the black. Keeps looking at the red up the table on the right side. Well, it took a long time, but he had to play that shot. He has to play this red.
21.
And of course, self-explanatory, really has to get it. And it's tough.
$22.
I wasn't entirely sure that was in.
No. Just caught the cushion, didn't it? But it dropped.
That's one thing that he's very good at, playing on a single red and landing the cue ball in the prime spot.
$30.
Yeah, you need that cue ball to slow down. The fact that the green's away from its spot, if he comes all around the angles, now the pot could be missed doing this, but it's come fairly close to the green pocket. I think he comes around on the red, but it's a good shot. The shot was there, and he's executed it absolutely brilliantly.
37.
Well, he may well have played his best shot of the match in what could prove to be the last frame of the match. It's given him a chance to win the match. What a shot to pull out at this late stage.
Yeah, it was a big help that the green was away from its spot. Yes, the shot was on, but playing it is a different ball game. This is an even bigger one, though, if it goes in on the blue. Looked like he was aiming to that left jaw there.
O'Connor, 37.
Well, now the drama is even greater.
Oh, go on, mark this out. This could have been easier. Look where his bridge hand is. Pocket's in the way. Hang on. Oh, just for a moment. It looked like he'd fluked it. Could have stuck it up, I guess.
Well, that was one from yesterday's session, because he really did miss this by an absolute mile. Yes, the pressure's on. No one's saying anything bad about it, but that was just a flashback to yesterday's session. How he hit that.
So O'Connor had the red with the rest to left corner. And that is never going in to right corner. It's come away from the pocket at least.
Yeah, it's one of those, if you're going to miss it by that far. And you're not going to leave it over the pocket. So what's Selby doing there? He's looking at the middle pocket or something from that previous shot. I don't know what it was. Well, he's given him a squeak here. Red up into the yellow pocket, cue ball back down. He's going to have to play this. Some kind of shot to nothing. Don't know exactly where the red will finish if it doesn't drop.
Third attempt at the red. He's got it. He's got his chance to get this one. Listen to the applause.
Yeah, do you know, he'd like the yellow on its spot here, but he has got quite a bit of room to take the cue ball round. He's got to get this right. Yes, he's coming quite close to the brown, but it was the brave route almost.
8.
Now that he's decided to go that far down, he's got a nice shot, yellow, green, brown.
Yeah, and that's what he needs, isn't it? Those 3 pots for the biggest win of his life.
10.
Mark Selby, an all-time great. He's won 4 world titles in the last decade. Joe O'Connor, the only debutant at the Crucible this year.
13.
He played so well yesterday. Mark Selby struggled. Selby has put him under it this afternoon. But this is the ball that should complete a famous victory. No ordinary Joe. He stood up to the pressure here superbly. It'll be only the 5th time Selby's lost in round 1 of the World Championship. A difficult end for the season for him. Let's hope he comes back in fine style next season, but he's going to play no further part in this World Championship. It's Joe O'Connor who gets the job done. Really nice scenes there from Selby. Couldn't be more gracious, could he? It's Joe O'Connor who completes a major upset here in the first round of the World Championship. He's every right to celebrate. He's beaten the great Mark Selby by 10 frames to 6.
A blistering start this morning has left him 4 frames away from a 12th appearance in the second round. 6 times a ranking event winner, the pride of Essex, Stuart Ball Run Bingham. And finally, to the reigning Scottish and Welsh Open champion. He took the last frame of the session on the black to reduce the deficit, and he will believe he can turn this round. Made the semis in 19, he'll come out blasting because he's the Tyneside terror, Gary Wilson.
This is going to be a brilliant evening of snooker. Don't forget you can watch Robin Ilkins and Kang Jong-soo on Discovery Plus. As for us, we're focused on Gary Wilson and Stuart Bingham. So we can hand to our commentary team for the first time this evening of Fergal O'Brien and Phil Studd.
Yeah, the match definitely turned when Stuart missed that black.
Stuart Bingham then, 1 frame away.
Yeah, that missed pink from Gary at 6-5 changed the whole momentum and dynamics of the match. In fact, Gary 9-5 down. Nowhere really to go. Might in some way free him up if he has been overthinking or any technical thoughts. Can get rid of them, just literally play. Just hang in, try and get a frame or 2 on the board. Don't give Stuart an easy opportunity. Try and make him earn it. Again, he hasn't had the best of seasons. Not quite in the winning habit.
Made the second round last year.
One.
Feel the irritation, the frustration
6
in the body of Gary Wilson right now. I think he would have fancied the job at 6-5 behind.
Gary Wilson 6.
But just as Stuart Bingham would have been discombobulated by missing the black at the end of session 1, Wilson was set back on his heels by missing that pink when the chance of 6 apiece was presenting itself.
Yeah, by far the worst safety shot he's played. Barely waited for a Yan to put the blue on its spot, got down. And again, you can see there, only push reds, but left the white on the bulk line. Quite fortunate, really, he hasn't left Stuart a better pot. So much so he's elected to play safety. Again, Stuart's probably reluctant to try and push the boat out himself. He feels if he's just patient, Gary, in this frame of mind, would probably give him opportunities.
A long way off. That's often followed by a clatter of balls, just to highlight the margin of the error. But it could have been worse.
Yeah, it was quite a low percentage shot.
It's a good red nonetheless from Bingham.
1.
Whilst Gary's obviously struggling, lacking patience, Stuart will still be anxious to try and get this match won as soon as possible. Just because Gary's struggling at the moment, that doesn't mean he'll be struggling in half an hour's time with an extra couple of frames on board. And a nice shot there from Stuart. Certainly here's his first opportunity to win this match.
Four. $11. $12.
Queuing a little bit awkward here. Yeah, unusual bridge there he has, just to try and avoid those 4 reds. Getting very easy in this shot, just to get a little bit of unwanted side. Missed the black. Because it was quite awkward, couldn't overly commit to the positional side, had to make sure of the pot.
19.
I suppose the way the match and day has went, it was probably unlikely Stuart would win in one visit and sprint over the line.
Stuart Bingham, 19.
He did play some really good stuff in the first session. It was just that missing the black rather overshadowed all of that and left a sour taste. Even though he won the session 6-3.
Foul.
Another error from Wilson. It feels as though a lot of the fight has gone out of the former semi-finalist at the moment. It's been a very frustrating day for him. He's been trying to search over 2 sessions for the form that has got him into the world's top 10 this season, and it's just not happened for him in any sustained way. A couple of good frames tonight. Aside from that, it's been a real struggle.
Looks like that white is just about in the D. Yeah, and Rahas had a close look at it himself. Yeah, you just wonder what Gary, coming into this tournament on the back of a great season, winning 2 tournaments, was an extra bit of pressure on him, expectancy, maybe his own and others. Be new experience for him come to the World Championships. Being tipped as, if not one of the favourites, one of the contenders.
I've got it, yeah.
Yeah, well, he was in trouble. There was no path back to balk. Tried to pot his way out of trouble. Considering he missed it. Probably a little bit fortunate. He hasn't left anything easier for Stuart.
One.
Yeah, nicely on the green, but looks natural angle that in potting the green, he's going to contact the black. Maybe you can just catch it thin enough. He was able to avoid the black. So hoping to land somewhere a little bit better than this. Yeah, desperate to try and find some pot. Very reluctant to try and leave the table on this visit. Again, it's not easy, this pot. Not sure where the white's going to go. Fully commit to the pot. You feel sure if he pots, it'll be on one of the colours. There's pressure on it. Yeah. He knows it's risky. Is it worth taking the risk? Because if he misses, there's a good chance he'll even Gary in.
And as perilous as Gary Wilson's position in this match is right now, the last thing Bingham wants to do is give him an easy in and the chance to perhaps build a bit of momentum again. But he did commit to a pot, and he's got it. And he's pushed the black over the hole.
5.
Yeah, excellent shot there. Changed his mind, was going to play the red below that. But again, I said that was going to go into another red. There was a shot to nothing element in that red. And again, a little bit of trademark ball run there to develop the black over the pocket. It certainly is a good opportunity.
12.
Slightly rueful grin from Bingham. Things still a little bit awkward in terms of his cueing. He needs the rest here. Pink's a bit of an obstacle. But one more good pot with position, and he could be in business with the winning line in mind.
Yeah, it's awkward where the pink is. The to get the rest past the pink. Leaves him with a very short bridge. Not much room to bring the cue back. That's why he's going for this different red.
Thank you. Very good. He's having to work extremely hard
13.
at this visit to the table. Just edging his way ever closer to the winning line. And that would be some achievement for Stuart Bingham, given that he was 7-3 down in his first qualifier against Stuart Carrington after a pretty forgettable season. Earlier in the season, he experimented with glasses, contacts, lost some of his mojo from his glory days. But the class has never been in doubt. He's a proven champion, he's a world champion, he knows what it takes here at the Crucible.
28.
He worked exceptionally hard to get himself back here. Came in battle-hardened, feeling sharp, and said ahead of this match that the fire's still there. And if he can go on to complete victory,
29.
who knows what he might go on to achieve over these 17 days. Gary Wilson, on the other hand, no doubt very frustrated that he couldn't bring his A game today. Is he going to get another chance? Not the cannon he wanted, so not over the winning line yet. 52 the lead, a very healthy
35.
one.
He never felt it was going to be easy, the way the whole day has gone. He's a big lead, 52 ahead. Just needs to be patient here. Don't try and be too clever. Just ensure that when Gary comes to the table, he's not able to pot. Yeah, ideally, he'd like to get a good white and try and get another red safe, but as I said, just make sure Gary can pot. Take it from there.
Stuart Bingham, 35.
Poor shot, you would have to say, to collide with that brown. Has left a pot. By no means easy.
Just feels as though all of the fight has been sucked out of Gary Wilson. At 5-6 down, he was right back in the game. He was looking the stronger player. The miss pink changed everything.
One.
Yeah, I think over the course of the day, Stuart has been the better player. Was vulnerable at 6-5. Gary let him off the hook when he missed that pink. But he has managed to overcome the disappointment and shock of missing that black.
6.
To go 7-2.
And he has been much the heavier scorer over the course of the day. 7 breaks of substance to just 3 from Wilson.
7.
Yeah, he'll be delighted. And again, it's been testament to his character and attitude that he's been able to win this match.
This is the ball.
12.
If that dropped, it was
Stuart
surely
Bingham,
done
12.
and dusted for sure. But it's been that kind of day. Nothing's come easy. 2 snookers required for Wilson.
One. Seven.
Oh, goodness. That rather sums up Gary Wilson's entire
Gary
day.
Wilson, 7.
He's had a great season. No one can deny him that. Into the world's top 10, a multiple ranking champion this season alone. Retained his Scottish Open title. Added the Welsh. But today is Stuart Bingham's day. With that red, the deal is well and truly sealed. And it's good to see him playing well again. In the first session in particular, he played some great stuff. The aberration on the black might have changed the course of the match altogether. In the end, it's proved academic.
7. Seven.
Gary Wilson becomes the 5th seed to fall on the 3rd evening of the World Championship. But ball run is back in business. Stuart Bingham comes through qualifying and through round 1. He's through to play either Ding or Lazowski in round 2. He beats Gary Wilson by 10 frames to 5.